Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday morning edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. I hope you all had an absolutely amazing trading day yesterday as we had a little bit of movement coming off of our FOMC talks. We had a little bit of our supply levels get a little reaction, and then we had one of them that didn't get so much of a reaction. So let's go ahead and dive right in. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, click the subscribe button down below so you get the alerts and the updates as they happen. And then if you are a regular and returning visitor, do me a favor, click that like button. Make sure that you leave a comment down below just so that the computer knows that you are alive and awake and people know that someone's watching. So real quick announcement, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time, is a webinar on how to utilize options. If your only tool is a hammer, every problem better be a nail. And so why only trade one asset class, right? Why not get more tools in your bag and learn how to see how options can help you? All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. S&P this morning is up about 4.5 points, but we had a little supply level from our 15-minute zone yesterday. Now, I had talked about the fact that these 15-minute zones are selling against the big picture, so you want to take profits fairly quickly. So price did come into here, and we got a nice little 2-to-1 move away from that zone to our opposing level, and now we've come back into it a second time, and so now it's time to remove the level. So if you were able to catch that one worked out for a pretty nice little trade. Now I will tell you, this one made entry right around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And so I did not have that trade set up as a set it and forget it style because we had already hit and made entry in the NASDAQ earlier in the day. Now, earlier in the day in the NASDAQ, we hit the hourly wick over wick level and got a pretty nice 2-to-1 move away and came down to our target. One of the things that we always like to do is show trade updates inside of Traders Army. And so the NQ supply level had a target at 79.69 at the opposing zone. So we wanted to be quick with profit taking when we short against the big picture trend. That's exactly what we were looking for in that piece. So with that being said, we got a nice little 2-to-1. Our target down there came to that 79.69 level. We actually went well below there, got to 79.50. So it wound up being a little 40-point move off the NASDAQ. And so this one, again, we're trading into and is no longer valid. So in both of those markets, I got to start to look higher if I want some supply. So this level is still valid in the S&P. However, with all of the upward momentum, remember that our probabilities are going to be a bit lower. So this could just be a short-term day trade opportunity up here because you're selling right up against that all-time high. So whenever you sell right up against that all-time high, it's definitely going to be more weakness. I think that the better trades today are going to be breakouts, and really I think it shows itself best in the NASDAQ. So in the NASDAQ, I think we're seeing a potential for a little bit of a breakout up through here. Little bit of basing happening in there. Now, a little concerned with, very similarly to what we have in the S&P, we do still have this potential reversal point in the NASDAQ. So remember, whenever you're trading any of these, you are trading against the big picture. So if you take some of these shorts, note that you take your profits right away. Certainly at 2-to-1, I'm moving some stops and taking something off the table. All right, good. So let's go to crude oil. So in crude oil now, we had a crude oil level set up, and price came into that crude oil level. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in, and we had not yet hit our stop. Price popped then above. Now we've come down a little bit below, but this one did not hold all the way through. However, the NASDAQ level more than should have covered the amount of a loss on this piece. But this was a definite stop out, or at least a timeout, right? Because it hit our 6 candle rule before hitting the stop out amount. When I go to the 4-hour, my 4-hour, we've started to build a little bit of a base and started to come up from there. So now if I wanted to see how do I get long again on the 1 hour, it would be going back to the origin of here. Now, this is a speed candle, and we typically anticipate speed candles to get retraced. So this would be where our next opportunity to get long if we do get a speed candle retracement. Gold, we had put in this little alert here yesterday and did not come back into this level. So that level to me is still valid. Not a great level, but still valid. And we could, as long as we base below here, you could get a breakout to the upside potential in gold. Next, look at our bonds and currency markets. The ZN. The ZN is just continuing to put me to sleep. Lots of Z's in there, if you will, with nothing happening on the 10-year note. The Aussie dollar, we had our breakdown off of this triangle pattern, and that breakdown, some people actually wound up holding on for the bulk of this last move, and it popped up again last night. I think the better opportunity is for price to continue to roll over. So I would like to see if you may get another opportunity to get short right below here from another little breakdown, although it's a fairly tight stop just above this region here, only because we could be also putting in a little bit of a base. It's slightly overextended here on the 4-hour time period. In the euro, so the euro came up, hit our little tiny wick over wick level that we had talked about, got a nice little move away with a 2-to-1 profit, and so that was another one that was, for those of you that are in there, we talk about the updates. It was in the update, take some profits in that piece, and then we had a nice little move away from that zone if off of the euro. So that level in my mind is used up. Now the fact that we've hit it 2 or 3 times tells me that it could now turn into a breakout to the upside. And so I'm always looking for, where does my old area of supply become a new area of demand, or where does my old selling area become a new buying area? And that's what I would look at in this piece. Canadian dollar, we did break out above this level. We got some basing in front of it. However, there's our breakout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and it hadn't really done a whole lot, so you probably move your stop to break even. It's now rolling back up, so it worked out for a little bit, but not a huge move. At this point, if you wind up still trying to take the long, you'd be best to go candle to candle. But I don't think that there's a whole lot going to happen out of here. I actually think that there may be a better shot at this region down in here, this little reversal point for a short-term day trade. Now, this level's not fresh, so I'm going to make this a confirmation level, and the fact that we've got a non-committed trend direction, so I'm going to put that area in there. Great British Pound, Japanese Yen. So in the pound trade, we once again, another one that we didn't come back up to this level that I was looking at, and we are very, very, very tightly trading, right? I mean, so this is screaming for some sort of a breakout out of this area. Very tight trading, and if we do break out, keep an eye on this area here for a potential reversal. And then the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen, in my mind, has put in a really good opportunity for a breakout above here for us to get long if price trades somewhere back up in this range. But it's also really tight trading. A lot of really, really tight trading this morning in these markets. So if you have any questions, please send us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Go to tradersarmy.com/registration to register for our Thursday evening webinar. We'll be back with a daily market commentary on Friday, since tomorrow is our live trade room for Traders Army subscribers. No DMC tomorrow, but we'll be back on Friday, and I hope you guys have an amazing day.